So the topic of today's video is important. I want to talk to you guys about the real spiritual warfare that we all are in. And it's not something that's like, oof, something spooky. This is serious. And you guys need to be aware that you're in this spiritual battle. If you're not aware that you're in some sort of spiritual warfare, spiritual battle, then you will suffer tremendously. You guys will suffer tremendously. And I want to just tell you guys that you need to know that you're in this. Okay, guys, let's talk about it. So the spiritual battle is with yourself. It's mainly with yourself. Instead of judging other people and saying that they're messed up, that they're effed up, that society's fucked up, bro, take a look at yourself. You need to take a look at yourself and not judge society so much. You need to understand that you're in a spiritual warfare. Now, what is this spiritual warfare? What is it about? Is it about your spirit? Is it for your soul? Yes. But part of that, it's for your consciousness. It's for your consciousness, and you need to realize that the spiritual warfare is for you to be unconscious as much as possible. The more that you're unconscious, the more that this matrix can use you as energy, and and the matrix will feed off you if you're not aware that you're in a low conscious state, and you're also in a low energy state as well, meaning your vibration, your energy is low. So guys, so you need to be aware of your ego first of all, your ego. And when you are aware of your ego, you can now understand how your ego is making you unconscious most of the time. Your ego loves to identify with things. And you need to understand that how the world and system is designed for you to hate yourself, to hate your life, for you to compare yourself to other people and to make you feel unworthy, never enough. That is the whole point. And the more that they could get you to fall into this trap, the more that they will feed off your energy, your low vibrational energy. This is why they want you to be unconscious. They want you to be angry and depressed and sad and miserable. When you're unconscious, you're easily controlled. Understand that. And once you start to realize that you need to pay attention to your emotional states. Your emotional states, that will help you determine the energy that you are aligned with most of the time. Take the time to really tap into your body and learn and feel what type of energy you have within yourself, because that will most definitely be affecting your day-to-day life. All right, guys, so I want you guys to understand that this world was not designed for you to win, but that does not mean that you cannot win within this system and world. You guys need to, the way to win is by tapping in to your spiritual side of things, to learn, to read. They're going to be taking I mean, they already are taking over your attention span. Do you guys realize how many people don't read in today's society? It's a meme, right? TikTok brain. You can't even focus for a long period of time, most likely, on stuff that is serving you and adding value to you. They want you to be doom scrolling for hours and wasting your time, your attention, and focus and energy. Why? So you can remain stuck at the place that you're at, so they could keep on feeding off your low vibrational energy to fuel the system. It's that simple. And this is the reason why you must learn to value yourself, value your time, value who has access to you, and start to upgrade and love yourself. Now, guys, so here's the whole point. Society, the world, this 3D illusion has tricked you that you are not perfect, that you're not enough. But in reality, you are whole and perfect and complete right now. You're whole, you are perfect, and you're complete right now. So when they get you to look outside of yourself, you will start to see people have more things than you, and this is where your ego takes over, right? And this is where now they could play with your ego and you start to become unconscious, and now you're being trapped into the illusion, into Maya, right? Now you're being trapped and tricked into thinking this is all that there is. But what about the invisible, right? Your spirit, your higher conscious, your higher self, what they call it, right? Your true self. What about this? The world of the invisible. They don't want you to know that there is a world beyond what the eye sees, right? They want you to think that this is all that there is. If you see it, then you could believe it, right? But if you can't see it, then you won't believe it. So this is where you need to start to tap in to the spiritual side. And this is how you're going to start to win within this world, within this matrix illusion. You can start to win in this world once you start to tap into the spiritual side, to your spiritual side, and you realize that you don't really need a lot of things to be fulfilled in life. You might be in the trap of chasing happiness, pleasure, right? But if you haven't noticed, this is a double-edged sword. You cannot be always chasing pleasure and happiness. And the reason is because a lot of the bad habits that you guys may have, they might feel good, right? So I learned this from my mentor. He said that once you do a bad habit that does not serve you, you're basically signing a deal with the devil. So meaning is this: the devil wants you to, he's gonna give you this opportunity to make you feel good, right? But then at the back end of that deal is gonna make you feel pain and shame, and it's gonna make you feel bad. Oof. So now I want you guys to understand, you cannot be always chasing pleasure and happiness. What you need to do is discover what is going to bring you fulfillment and joy. And this is why they want you to work a crappy 9 to 5 job, right? This is the reason why they want you to work these jobs, so then you could be miserable, and so you won't discover who you truly are. And this is why there is endless of entertainment, and this is why there's so much distraction, is because they don't want you to evolve. They want you to be trapped and stuck within this system so they could keep feeding off of you. I want you guys to understand something. The more that you spend more time by yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to give yourself the validation and not seek the validation and approval from outside of you, from people, You can now start to become your true authentic self, the version of you that isn't afraid to show the world who you truly are, instead of being a part of the hive mind and started to be like everyone else, right? You can now start to become your true authentic self. And when you start to become your true authentic self, you're now showing people in your reality, people who know you, people who you come across on the internet, that it's okay for them to be their true authentic self, that they don't need to put a mask, right? Because there's too many people in today's society putting up a persona, right? So what you need to understand is that it's okay to be yourself. Just be yourself. Be unapologetic about yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. You don't need to become, you don't need the watches, the exotic cars to get validation, right? Because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, if you're doing it to seek approval, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it to chase validation, happiness, and your unfulfillment, right? And you think that when you get these external things, whether it be that dream house, that dream partner, your dream physique, that exotic car that you maybe have as a goal, right? What you don't understand is that when you get those things and you haven't really changed yourself internally, right? When you haven't changed yourself internally, what you feel now, if you feel miserable and depressed and sad, that's the state that you're going to be at once you achieve these certain things. Now, why is that? You will get perhaps pleasure on chasing and and acquiring these objective things, right? These material objective things, right? And it will give you dopamine, but that's on the short run. But then when that thrill runs out, depending on how your internal state, your state of mind has been, you will feel that when you acquire these things. So understand that you need to do the inner work. You need to feel happy and blessed now, and you need to learn how to have unconditional love and unconditional happiness, peace and love within yourself, and knowing that you could control your inner state no matter what life throws at you. And because you put in the work of controlling your mind, that regardless of what happens in the external world, you will remain with peace, happiness, and bliss and joy. Because that will be your default state. Nothing outside of you can control that, because now you've taken control of that and you're becoming aware that, oh, I could feel any emotion that I want regardless of what the physical reality is showing me. Wow. Right? Right? So that's the good thing. Once you come across this knowledge, right? You now are becoming aware of the type of world that you live in, and now you can operate accordingly, and you can flow through life and have these beautiful experiences, right? Regardless if they're negative, regardless if they're positive, because you know that everything is happening for you, for your evolution. I want you guys to understand something that I've come across, is that God designed you to be a successful, creative being. God designed you to be a creative, pursuing, evolving being. So guess what happens when you're not creating, when you're not going after something, when you're not building or accomplishing anything? Guess what's going to happen to you? Guess what's going to happen to you? And if you're at this point, you will start to realize why it is that you feel depressed, miserable, and sad. And the reason why you feel this way is because You're not doing anything with your life. You're in a cycle of average. You're doing what everyone else is doing. It's working a job and not going after your dreams, your purpose, and passion, right? So now you need to understand that you need to focus on yourself. Focus and get to know yourself, because you are your worst enemy and you are your own worst friend. And you're also your best friend, and you're also the best support that you could give yourself, because you're the one that's selling yourself of not going to the gym. You are the one selling yourself to not approach that beautiful woman that you see. You are the one giving yourself excuses for you not to do things that you know that you want to do that will benefit you. You're the only one that's stopping yourself. Yes, they can influence your thoughts. You can have low self-esteem, right? You can have negative thoughts, and you could be focusing on the wrong things. And once you start to take control of your attention and you start to put it on things that will serve you, your life will improve. Now, you also need to do something for society and for the world. You need to find out what it is what type of talents and gifts that you have, so you can give that to the world. You need to find out what that is so you can give that to the world. Because remember, God designed you to be a creative, expansive being. You have an essence in you that's a part of God, which means that you are a creator as well. You and God could work together to create things to add value to society, to the world, right? Now that is going to be the ultimate fulfillment, right? Because let's just say, right, that you get your material dreams, right? Your material dreams, whether it be a mansion, exotic cars, woman, right? Everything that you ever desired, right? But you will start to feel depressed, because what did I mention earlier is that God designed you to be an evolving, expanding being, right? God designed you to be expanding, to be creating, to be adding value to society. But once you get a taste of those desires that your flesh wants, you will start to feel that sadness, that void, that meaningless state, right? Like, okay, you have everything that you want, but what else can you do? What else can you do, right? Now, this is why there's been rumors and stories, right, that people who are wealthy, sometimes they voluntarily exit this reality because they accomplish their wildest dreams and desires. So they got a taste of it, but now they stop growing, they stop evolving, and now because they do that, they start to feel this depression because they're not expanding and growing. So you need to understand, right? Now this is something that David Goggins has said, that life is a never ending journey. You never make it. You never make it. And that's something that has stuck to me, right? Because no matter what, and he's rich, right? David Goggins rich, he's well off, he lives in a beautiful place, and he still works out, he still is out here giving motivational talks. He's collaborating with individuals to uplift individuals who were in his place or worse. So he's still out here, he's still adding value to society. And you need to understand that this journey never ends. It just never ends. You just have to keep on evolving and growing. And you need to understand that regardless of what happens, you're still going to give it your all. No matter what age you're at, no matter if you're in your late 50s, you can still go make your dreams happen. And understand that life is a never-ending cycle. Now this is also the reason why there is limitless opportunity in in today's world. And you need to find out what your gifts and talents are and give that to the world. And understand that the limitations on your mind, the limitations that you place upon yourself, understand that this world wants you to label yourself as a victim. It wants you to have this victim mentality, so you never better your life. You never start to better other people's lives as well. So you could be this energy source for the matrix. So now, understand that the battle is between your mind, your consciousness. There's so many things that they're throwing at you to influence your thoughts. And once they influence your thoughts, they can now influence your actions. And they can get you to accept certain things by influencing your thoughts. And by how people conform, you will most likely conform if you're not aware that you're in this spiritual battle, that you're not aware that you're in. So once you are aware that you're in this spiritual battle, you can now fight the battle. And the battle is with your mind. And understand that the more good energy you can give to people, the more energy that you could build within yourself, so you could share that with other people. Understand that you're doing what God wanted you to do, and that is to help and love your neighbors, to help and uplift other children of God. Because understand that everyone has that essence of God, no matter if they're unconscious, no matter if they're selfish, right? They still have that essence of God. So once you're helping your brothers and sisters out, understand that God will not let that go unnoticed. Understand that He knows everything. He knows the good deeds that you do. And now once you start to better yourself, I want you guys to understand this. You will not resonate with a lot of your friends, with the people that you grew up, most likely you will not resonate with them. Maybe because they are unconscious, and maybe because they just like to be unconscious, right? And maybe the things that you share with them, they cannot hear. And that's okay. You just need to do your part and share the wisdom and knowledge to other people who has the ears to hear. And understand that once you chase your dreams, your purpose, and your passions, right, you're also inspiring other people to chase their dreams and their passions and their purpose, right? So it's a win-win for everybody. And you need to get out of the mindset of taking, that it's all about you, and start thinking about other people as well. Start thinking on how you can serve and better other people. It could be fitness content, right? It could be the books that you're reading. It could be information that you've learned throughout life that you could give to other people so you could help better their lives, right? Now understand that this is a journey. This is a journey, and it's not a race. You're not competing with anybody, because there's levels to this, right? Because your ego is going to start to control you, and is going to start to trick you that in order for you to win, other people have to lose, right? Because your ego may have that limiting belief that there's not enough to go around. I've heard people say this, and it kind of scares me, because that indicates to me that they're not living in abundance, that they don't know that they live in an abundant world and universe. That lets me know that at the state that they're operating in. So once you learn how to get money and give, you realize that God will always support you, because you have the belief of abundance and that there's enough to go around. And once you start to cultivate this belief within you, you can now start to operate in abundance and give freely. And that's how it works, guys. So I've been talking to you guys for half an hour. Comment down below. Let me know that you watched the whole video. Comment down below 333 if you've made it this far in the video, so that lets me know that you're one of the individuals that does not have a TikTok brain, that could sit down, hear, and pay attention to things that serve them. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.